We got a lengthy set of minutes from the organizational meeting.
Okay, I only have one thing. Yeah, I believe it. See, I don't trust anybody. The guy had mentioned, she had corrected, so unless anybody's got anything further, I'd give a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Who seconded for that?
John did.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes. Second meeting of the month, we have a scheduled report from the Auburn Volunteer Fire Department. Chief Phillips is here.
I'll wait for Mr. Troyans.
Okay. So we'll move to trustee reports. And John?
Trucks are all running fairly good. We did have a steering hose blow last night, so see a requisition for that. Going to bring in some more salt, 300 tons. Emmerich and I went up and met with the engineers Thursday, so next meeting we'll put the finishing touches on the road plan for 5-year plan, so that'll be next meeting. That's about it.
Okay. Michael?
Okay, a few things before I get with Chief here. We had some questions on trying to find some internet for 44. Nancy's been diligently tracing that down.
Spending a lot of time on hold.
Yeah, spent a lot of time on hold. But the old Q band, which wasn't going to be able to work for that, that's been taken over by a company called RipFlow. And it uses WiMAX to connect broadcast equipment on centralized radio towers. Mm-hmm. Right now, I guess they're the ones that are doing Troy Oaks. And they're on a county tower, the one up in Rapids Road. So she's got a hold of them today. They're going to be coming out to take a look at the what kind of signal they're getting in that area, see if it's viable.
Do you have to put up a tower?
No. They've been hitching a ride on the county towers.
Okay.
They said they could use the AT&T towers down there, but AT&T charges a fortune. The rent's too much. So. But anyway, he'll keep coming around the township tomorrow and taking a look at it. So at least we're making some progress along the lines. It's headed in the right direction anyway. And then we wanted to look at a proposed contract for the floor maintenance at the fire department.
That's correct. It's same amount as it was last year. They held their pricing. It does conform to GSA pricing, which is the state's major pricing plan, so it doesn't have to go out for better bid.
Okay.
It's just interfinish.
Yeah. Right.
Let's do that.
Okay. All right. And you said doing a good job for us?
Yes, any issues, they've been very responsive to come back and deal with them right away, so they've been very good for us.
Okay. Well, they're all in the same pricing as GSA contract. I have no problem with it, and make a motion to approve for annual amount of $4,980.
Second.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
PJ is chairman. You want to sign the contract, or do you want to sign it, Chief? Come through you or through us?
Last year I set it up and gave Fred a copy of it.
So you sign the contract?
Yeah, normally all the invoices come to me, I give it to Fred.
Okay.
So he knows the work's been done.
So you got this. You have this.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
handle it if you want.
All right, good. And one thing I also wanted to ask the chief is I've had some people inquiring about the fire up at the Square home.
Yeah, Susan
44?
Squires. I was on the 7th, Wednesday, coldest day of the month, I believe. It was like 3 degrees. Wind chill was -4 or something. It felt colder than that. Serious fire. We did save the house. Had 17 departments mutual aid. We had problems with water freezing up in the trucks, some mechanical issues. Some of you might have seen Newberry's pumper on the web.
On Bell Road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the Moreland subdivision. But it was very difficult fire to deal with those temperatures like that. It really beats up your manpower. If you can imagine being wet in those temperatures, that's why we called for all the extra manpower and additional help. But the good news is they got out safe. We had no injuries during the call, and we did get it knocked down. We ended up closing down Route 44. The call came in about 2:14 in the afternoon. We didn't open it back up until about 8 o'clock that evening.
Well, they weren't home, were they?
Yes, they were home.
Were they home?
Yeah, fortunately they smelled it, and at the same time they smelled the smoke detector went off and they got out.
Well, thank you for clarifying that. Someone said they weren't home outside.
So they were home.
They're lucky.
So the big message for that is have your heating equipment checked out. Make sure it's in good operating condition, especially with weather like this. Bainbridge had a pretty major fire over there on Crackle a little bit ago too. We went to that for the tanker. Actually, it was Aurora's call, but Bainbridge ended up handling some of it. So,
And then people buying through the Bainbridge diners. It's been a great day.
yeah,
We drove by that right after it happened.
Just jumped the curb probably and landed in the window.
No, I read the report. It said he said that he mistook the gas pedal for the brake pedal.
I did.
You know, one of the things about that is you see that, and I saw it on the news tonight, pictures of it, but you get, as firefighters, we have all kinds of things to contend with on something like that. You got people inside the building who are injured. Somebody might be trapped in the car. You have structural considerations. Is the building still structurally sound for you to be in there?
It took a chunk out of the wall of that place, too.
Pretty much the whole front wall is
Wow.
compromised. So,
And then any number of things can get ripped in the engine compartment, leaking fluids, which...
yep. They did a great job of getting them out. Unfortunately, the news wasn't good for the one lady.
I heard a couple.
Yeah, I heard she expired.
Did she?
Yeah.
Wow. It's 32 transports. Wow. Oh. You never know.
That's pretty much it. We've been very busy. Up to 38 calls this month so far. Last year we closed out at 598 calls, just too short of 600. Normally we're in the 475 range.
Thank you for the update, Chief. And
May I ask John, why do we still refer to it as a voluntary department when everyone's compensated?
Because to change the name and everything is going to cost money, and we can't see the point of doing that. Long and short of it, doesn't affect anything. We still operate as a business. Or a
well, it's still
501c3,
classified per ORC as a volunteer fire department, even with compensation.
Well, what controls the issue is you're part-time compensated, so that they know that. But it's just a name, really, is what it boils down to. We'd have to refile with the state and everything and change all the trucks. It gets into a lot of expense. So we've elected to hold off on doing anything of that nature for a while.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, Chief, thank you guys, and thank you for everything you do for us.
And thank you.
That's all I had, PJ.
Okay. Fred?
Yes. First thing of note is the UAN accounting software went down today. Nobody is working in Columbus, so I was not able to get it back up and running. I was able to squeeze out a couple of warrants, no reports. So Nancy will probably be chasing you guys around this week to get some warrants signed. Got a couple of resolutions here that I'd like to ask the board to consider. First one is for our first half fiscal year 2015 tax advance. I'd like to ask the board to authorize me to request the tax advance.
All right, this would be Resolution 2015-2, authorizing fiscal officer to request tax advance fiscal year 2015. Board of Trustees met in session today. And here's the resolution. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees, Auburn Township, Jug County, that it's necessary for the regular operation of the township. The board hereby authorizes Fred May, fiscal officer, to issue a request to the Jug County auditor for the advancement of fiscal year 2015 first half taxes. There's a motion.
Second.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
I wanted to say John, PJ. Next, I'm presenting a resolution for consideration to transfer $100,000 of unappropriated, unencumbered funds from the general fund to the Road and Bridge Fund to pay for necessary expenses in the first quarter while we're waiting for tax advances.
I'll read it. I'll make a motion and read it. I'll make a motion for the adoption of the resolution. Be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Auburn Township, Jog County, Ohio, that it is necessary to transfer $100,000 of unappropriated, unencumbered funds from the general fund number 1000 to the Road and Bridge Fund number 2031 to pay for necessary expenses in the operation of the Township Road Department, pending the receipt of the first half real estate tax advances.
Is that a motion?
That is a motion.
Second.
Sounded very nice. It sounded nice.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
Last item that I
Now
have...
you're filling out the originals of these, right, Frank?
Pardon me?
You have the copies, you're filling out the vote and all that stuff out?
Yeah, I can fill all of that out. Okay. Last item is we've got some travel and meeting expenses coming up in the first quarter, particularly the OTA conference and also the fiscal officer training in April. And I'd like to ask for a motion, please, to appropriate $2,500 within the general fund for travel and meeting expenses.
So moved.
Second.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
That's all I've got.
And I'll make it snappy here because I see the temperature dropping a little bit. But
I offered you my hat.
Freezing
the
tonight.
furnace blew up last Thursday night, and contacted our the installer, local company, and promised us parts by Monday. It didn't come by Monday, so one more day, and I guess we're gonna hopefully finish tomorrow because things will change after that. One more thing is a memo from one of our commission members, zoning commission members, pertaining to door-to-door vendors. She noticed that South Russell and Bainbridge are doing something over there to crack down, I guess is the heading in the newspaper. We have addressed this. I'm not sure she's aware of that. We tried to do it through zoning at one point, but that wasn't the appropriate way to do it. So it's a license that I think we charge $50 still.
We require this, right?
Yeah. So it's without our own police department to crack down. I guess this is you're soliciting here without a permit from Auburn Township to do so.
you're in violation of ordinance. So
Yeah, I think it's pretty much already taken care of.
yeah, I appreciate the commission members passing such things along, and if it needs attention, we would do it. But I think that's been addressed.
You got a mileage certificate here. What's this one? Certification of mileage from ODOT, 54.031 miles. Do we add any road last year?
No.
Sounds familiar.
Oh, we didn't lose any either.
No, that was the other sad part.
Not that we didn't try.
You made an impassioned speech up at the end in your office.
Hang on. Let me talk to Nancy about that.
Copies. Okay. Anyone with any concerns or questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was watching the earlier resolutions. I'm questioning the amount requested of the auditor for the tax advance.
I'm sorry?
The dollar amount of the tax advance is.
I don't have a dollar amount on that. We asked for the maximum amount in revenue from taxes collected. So we could generate a dollar amount, but I don't have a specific dollar amount. The request literally reads the maximum
Amount allowed by a law.
Yeah.
Okay. When will you know how much the dollar
Probably when I
amount
get a
is?
deposit.
Okay, and
But
will
we
you
can,
be announcing
like I
that
said,
then?
I can get the exact amount that it'll be for the first.
No, but when that check is received, then will that be discussed at township meeting? The amount of the tax advance?
Yeah, that's in our revenue report.
Don't let us know before we
No, I'm just curious what the dollar amount is, that's all.
It's in our revenue report, or you can do an information request. I
Yeah.
can get you the amount.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Hey, anyone else? Carl?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a question was asked of me by Mr. Reithofer. And he commented that recently the treasurer of the state of Ohio has instituted a program to where all state expenditures are somewhat documented and or put on a website or whatever. And he was wondering if the township has been aware of that and or if they might consider doing something like that.
I am not aware of that as a township requirement, but that's something that the board could consider doing.
Mm-hmm.
We don't at this time post expenditures, but that would not be a difficult process.
It's a difficult task. We have a website, you have the documentation.
We just saw that report.
Right.
We post them on the
I'm
board.
sure John says thank you.
Yep.
How's John doing, Carl?
Good. Doing real good. Looks good. He's gained weight, and he's very pleased. Considering.
Considering, yeah.
If you get a chance, stop up and visit him or give him a call. I'm certain he'd appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out a couple things with the road project and the tree clearing on Stafford Road. I don't know if you guys have driven down there while they're doing construction, but I don't know who polices these guys on their contract, but they don't have anybody. They haven't had anybody directing traffic. They occasionally put signs up on the road to warn people that they're dropping trees and branches in the road and driving their skid loader out in the road in front of cars. the guys going down there with leaf blowers blowing chips off the road are trying to stop traffic or stop the guy with the skid loader from coming out in the road in front of people. I've called, left messages with Emmerich a couple of times. I've never heard back from anybody. But I'm concerned. Now, they're almost done now, so maybe it's a moot issue at this point, but I mean, I've been concerned. I get calls at work from my wife when these guys are out there that she's afraid one of them are going to go through the chipper. They were grinding up trees in front of our house, and she said there was a guy standing on top of the wood jumping on it while they were trying to push it into the chipper. I don't know what this contract says because I haven't seen the contract, but I know the county's basic contract says they're supposed to be following OSHA regulations. They should have hard hats. They should have safety vests.
They don't have anything.
These guys don't have anything. So
They could have red wood the way they're working.
they could.
It's really good information before the project was over.
Yeah. Well,
I've seen signs up, Dale, is all I can tell you. And usually that's a kid pickup time for me, and I usually take that route partway over. I've seen signs up. I haven't really seen what they're doing during the day. I've monitored during the day. So, it is a construction project, so you're going to have construction traffic and workers.
I agree. I understand that.
And I certainly wouldn't be in favor of anybody getting run through a chipper. So
if you can document exactly what you saw, we can send it out to that contractor and make sure they're aware of what's going on.
Well, like I say, they're about done now. They're finishing grinding out the last stumps and stuff, I think, down by Fugman's, and they're probably about done there. I know I had talked to Emmerich before about saving firewood. They told my wife they were grinding up everything they could get in the chipper. So to them, I guess firewood is only the main log of the tree. I don't know. It's not what I thought the firewood was when they talked about that. But like I said, I called Emmerich a couple of times and left messages there 2 weeks ago, a week ago. So I didn't know really who was in charge of policing that because he's the only one that I've been able to talk to. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that. And I don't know who does police that stuff. Does anybody check up on these guys, any of these contractors, to make sure that they're performing in the way that we're asking them to perform?
I would think, and you mentioned it, I would think OSHA would be prevailing on them.
It's cold ocean.
But they don't come unless somebody calls them.
And Mr. Ryan was in last week and brought all this to my attention. And we still need to get you a copy of that contract. I know that there's language in there that mitigates the township's risk. We appreciate you bringing it to our attention, and now we can talk to the contractor and see exactly if they have any knowledge of what's going on. I'm assuming that the company itself has no knowledge of what their crews are doing out there.
That's something that we sent out requests for proposals on, and we had certain requirements. There was a bond. Did they have all their certifications? References were checked. I guess, I think the township did its due diligence on this, and if there was...
Well, okay, and maybe another question is then, if things like this happen and the residents are helping be the police force here or watch these guys, who do we call?
Me? Card's up there.
I have it.
My cell phone number's on there, my work number's on there, my home number's on there.
The office here during the day, anyway. I mean, you would think most of that work was done during business hours, I assume, right? office during the day.
This is not a good time of the year to try and get information through the road department necessarily because they're so busy with road maintenance.
Well, that's why I called and left messages, because I knew that they're on the road. So,
but certainly call any one of us or call Nancy and let her know.
And if there's a concern, we can send somebody down. Call me directly. I said, I have a job. I'm not in the town during the day, so obviously I can't get out there and supervise, but I can certainly send someone out to take a look at it.
I can go.
Well, it happens. We had a road issue on Taylor May out here 10, 12 years ago when that was being resurfaced over here, and the county engineer was able to pull me off a tractor for a midday deal one time. So yeah, it can be done, and it has been done. So. Anybody else? Looking for an ultimate motion.
You got it, man.
Is that a second, PJ?
I'll second it.
John?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
PJ?
Yes.
That's it. I got cell phone. I was right here. All right. I was next to my bed.
Doesn't sound like that operation was anything like
24/7.